Jeremy Corbyn has confirmed ongoing talks with fellow MP Zara Sultana about forming a brand new political party. Yes, you heard that right. The former Labour leader and one of Parliament's most outspoken progressives could be gearing up to challenge Keir Starmer's Labour head-on. In this segment, we're diving into what Corbyn and Sultana are actually planning, why it's happening now, what could it mean for Labour, the left, and the next general election. Let's start with the fact. In a statement given earlier this week, Jeremy Corbyn confirmed that talks have taken place with Sultana and others about establishing a new left-wing political party. Here's what he said, and I quote, "There are discussions ongoing about how we build a political force that truly represents the values millions of people feel have been abandoned by the Labour Party." Zara Sultana, MP for Coventry South, has been even more direct. She recently announced she's leaving the Labour Party, citing its shift to the right under Starmer and a failure to stand with the oppressed. Sultana, who has a massive social media following and strong grassroots support, said, and I quote, "We need a party that speaks to the working class, the young, to those suffering under austerity and war." The working name? Nothing official yet, but insiders refer to it as a potential new left alliance. Corbyn and Sultana are reportedly speaking to former Labour councillors, activists, trade unionists, and even Greens and independents. So, why now? There are a few key reasons. First, Labour under Keir Starmer has aggressively moved toward the political centre. Starmer has distanced himself from Corbynism, sidelined the left, and purged many left-leaning candidates, some of them very popular locally. Both Corbyn and Sultana were among the most high-profile figures to be effectively isolated by the party machine. Second, there's widespread disillusionment among younger voters, especially around issues like Gaza and the UK's stance on Israel-Palestine, the cost of living crisis, climate inaction, austerity, and inequality. Polling shows that while Labour is leading nationally, many under 35s don't feel truly represented. Sultana and Corbyn see this as a major political vacuum. Third, Corbyn already heads up the Independence Alliance in Parliament, a small but vocal group of Labour MPs. Turning that alliance into a full-fledged party is seen as a next natural step. And don't forget, minor parties like the Greens and George Galloway's Workers' Party are gaining traction in certain areas. There's a growing appetite for alternatives. So what would this new party actually stand for? Well, nothing is officially published yet. Based on speeches, interviews, and public comments, their platform would likely focus on anti-austerity economics, higher public investment, nationalising key utilities, and wealth taxes. Foreign policy rooted in justice and anti-imperialism, opposing arms sales to oppressive regimes, backing Palestinian statehood, Green New Deal-style policies, climate justice tied to working class job creation, protecting the NHS and workers' rights, reserving privatisation, backing trade unions, proportional representation. They want to change the system itself. Crucially, this isn't just about policy, it's about political culture. They're calling for a bottom-up grassroots movement, not just another Westminster project. But let's be clear, this move is not without major risks. First and foremost, the first-past-post system makes it brutally hard for new parties to win seats. Even if you win 10% of the national vote, you might only get a handful of MPs. Second, it could split the left vote in key battlegrounds, handing seats to the Tories or Lib Dems. Third, they need infrastructure. Labour has deep roots across the UK. A new party needs local candidates, organisers, donations, and fast. And finally, there's always the question of ego and unity. Can Corbyn, Sultana, trade unions, Greens, and independents all row in the same direction, or ideological differences splinter the project? Still, even if this party doesn't win dozens of seats, it could have a serious political impact. It could put pressure Labour from the left, forcing policy shifts. It might empower movements outside of Parliament, especially on issues like Gaza, housing, and climate. It could become a kingmaker in a hung Parliament scenario, and it may reshape the narrative, showing that disillusioned voters don't have to settle for the lesser of two evils. At the very least, it's a warning shot to Labour. Ignore your left flank, and it might come back stronger than you expect. A new chapter in UK politics could be unfolding before our eyes. Jeremy Corbyn and Zara Sultana are betting that there's a future for principled, progressive politics outside of Labour's walls. Will it work? Or will the forces of electoral reality crush it before it begins? Time will tell, but one thing's for sure, this story is only just beginning. Stay tuned and let us know in the comments. Would you vote for a new left-wing party led by Corbyn and Sultana? Thank you for tuning tuning in. My name is Louis Errington. I'm an independent journalist and I cover a broad variety of protests and events on the channel. So be sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification button so you stay notified for future live streams or videos like these. Thank you for tuning in once again. See you all on the next video. Take care and goodbye.